All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a huge topic, Africa's sports betting market. I mean, this thing is absolutely booming, and it's quickly becoming one of the fastest growing in the entire world.
So, to really grasp the sheer scale of what we're talking about, let's just start with one number 1.1 trillion rand. That's the total amount wagered in South Africa alone this year. Yeah, this isn't just simple growth, people. This is a full-blown digital gold rush. And it's all being fueled by a perfect mix of tech and a massive passion for sports.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down today. Think of it like a funnel. We'll start big, looking at the boom across the entire continent. Then we'll zoom in on the key markets that are really leading the charge. And we'll finish up with a practical, actionable playbook on how to win.
So what's really driving this explosion? Well, it's not just one single thing. It's more like a perfect storm of different factors all coming together at once.
You've got this amazing combination of culture, tech, and economics. I mean, first, you have this deep-rooted passion for sports, right? Especially football. Then, layer on top of that the fact that smartphones and mobile data are getting cheaper and cheaper. And the real game changer? The rise of mobile payment systems like M-Pesa. All of a sudden, betting is right there in the palm of your hand for this massive, young, tech-savvy population. It's a total paradigm shift. Okay, but let's pump the brakes for a second. It's not as simple as just launching a website. You have to remember, Africa isn't one country. It's this incredibly complex patchwork of 54 different legal systems. So let's unpack what that really means if you're trying to get in on this.
And this is where things get really interesting. I mean, look at the diversity here. You've got super structured, totally legal markets. Think South Africa. Then, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have places like Sudan, where it's just flat out illegal. And then there's this fascinating middle ground, these massive, promising markets like Ethiopia that are just unregulated. They're kind of the Wild West for now.
So, the big takeaway here, your strategy has to be completely different depending on where you are. It's not one size fits all. In a regulated market, say Ghana, your biggest headache is compliance, just ticking all the boxes. But in an unregulated market, the name of the game is risk management and, keeping one eye on the horizon for when those regulations eventually do show up.
Okay, let's start zooming in that funnel we talked about. It's time to put a spotlight on the real powerhouses, the markets where all the action is right now.
And we have to start with the giant of West Africa, Nigeria. I mean, the population here is just staggering. It's bigger than many European countries put together. This is a market you absolutely cannot ignore. Yeah, the scale is just mind-boggling. You're talking about over 200 million people, a super young demographic, and a population that is absolutely fanatical about football. But, and this is a big but, it is a tough nut to crack. The competition is insane. You've got homegrown giants like Bet9 going head-to-head with international players like Betway. And on top of all that, you've got to deal with a pretty high tax burden. All right, now let's head down south. We're going to look at what is probably the most mature, most developed market on the entire continent, South Africa. So, South Africa gives you two things, stability and just incredible volume. I mean, remember that 1.1 trillion rand number we started with? The laws are clear and the sports culture is huge. And it's not just football. We're talking rugby, cricket, the whole thing. The catch? The market is dominated by established players. So if you're a new kid on the block, you'd better bring something seriously innovative to the table to steal any market share. Okay, for our last spotlight, let's head over to East Africa and look at a country that has really, truly become the poster child for mobile innovation, Kenya. And Kenya is just the perfect example of how local tech can change everything. It's all about one thing, M-Pesa. Now, if you don't know, it's this incredible mobile money service. You can send and receive cash with just a basic text message. And it totally revolutionized the betting scene. It made transactions instant, safe, and super easy for millions of people. Honestly, it's the textbook definition of a mobile-first market. Okay, so we've seen the opportunity, right? It's massive. But the big question is, how do you actually make a go of it? So let's get into the strategy. Here's a playbook for how to enter these markets and actually succeed. First things first, you have to get your foundations solid. Think of it as building a house. You need to master the local laws, really understand the economic climate, and, this is so critical, you have to make it dead simple for people to deposit and withdraw money. That means plugging into the local payment systems that everyone already uses and trusts, like M-Pesa or Airtel Money.
And once those foundations are in place, it is all about localization. And I don't just mean translating your website. I mean deep localization. You got to understand the cultural nuances. You have to tailor your bets to the sports they actually care about. You have to build rock-solid trust with your users. And honestly, the best way to do that? Hire a local team that just gets it.
Look, if you walk away with only one thing from this whole playbook, let it be these 3 things. 1. Partner with local companies. It's a game changer for navigating everything. 2. Localize everything. I mean everything, from payments to language to the sports you offer. And 3. Build trust. Be known for fair play, fast payouts, and responsible gaming. That's how you build a business that lasts.
But the story doesn't end with Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya. Not at all. There are several other countries that are right on the cusp of opening up and regulating their markets. This is the next wave. So for anyone who's thinking long-term, these emerging markets, places like Ethiopia, Côte d'Ivoire, they are a golden opportunity. It's a rare chance to get in on the ground floor, to be the one that shapes how people bet, and to build a powerful brand right from the very beginning. That's a huge advantage.
And that brings us to this quote, which really just nails the central idea of everything we've talked about today. You cannot view Africa as a single market. It's a collage, a one-size-fits-all strategy. It's just not going to work. It's destined to fail.
So let's wrap this up with a final thought. The big question here isn't if you should enter the African market, it's how you're going to adapt to win. Because success here isn't about having some single perfect master plan. No, it's a game of adaptation. The winners will be the ones who truly understand, respect, and build their strategy around the unique DNA of each and every market.